Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. This is the 29th of March 2018. I just watched a video. It's 52 minutes and 35 seconds in duration. The title is JFK Jr., Why He Had to Be Eliminated. This was put up on May the 12th, 2011 by James Ambas, that's A-M-B-A-S. And the show is hosted by William Cooper, and he did this show on October the 10th, 1999. Now, it's obvious that William Cooper doesn't know much about aviation or what's required when it comes to flying, period. He made reference to a device that is on airplanes. He didn't know what it was, but he said it's able to send out a signal. What he was talking about was an ELT, which is an emergency locator transmitter. All airplanes have them, and what they're designed to do is they send out a frequency to satellites once the plane crashes. But I don't believe that they can work underwater. So, he also said that they had no idea as to which plane was JFK Jr. Well, that's not true. He said that they have to send out a signal at 1200, and he's not aware of the fact that all planes require Mode C transponders. And what a Mode C transponder, even if you're on 1200, it sends out your altitude and your call sign, like 0125 Romeo, the designation of the aircraft. So they know who you are and they know where you are. The reason they installed Mode C into airplanes is because of the crash that happened in Southern California, where a small airplane hit, I believe, in a Mexican jetliner. They collided. The controllers saw both blips, but they didn't realize they were at the same altitude, and that's what the Mode C sends out, altitude. He also said that JFK Jr. was lined up on the runway. Well, that's not true, because you don't line up on a runway. What has to happen is the runways at Martha's Vineyard are 06 and 240 degrees, which is a reciprocal of 06. And both of those have either right or left-hand traffic, depending on which runway they're landing at. You also have to contact the tower a minimum of 5 miles out. The tower is open until 10 o'clock in the evening, and it opens at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the tower was open when JFK was approaching it at around 9:30 in the evening. Now, what's interesting is what I had said in one of my other videos, which is that he didn't give out a distress call. And he would have given out a distress call. There's evidence that he was in communication with the control tower at Mother's Vineyard, according to what this individual had said. So, if he was dialed in on that frequency to the control tower, there's no way that he wouldn't have hit the toggle switch and said, "Mayday, Mayday, Mayday." He didn't get a chance to say Mayday, 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 because I believe the aircraft was blown out of the sky. It's really that simple. Whenever I flew towards an airport, I dialed in that airport, whether it's the control tower that I'm communicating with or approach control. I always flew with flight following, and I would imagine that JFK did that as well, flying out over the ocean. Flight following would know exactly where you are because they've got you on radar. They know your altitude, they know your exact location. So there's a whole lot that doesn't make any sense. And I do believe that he was murdered for the reasons that I previously gave. If he wouldn't have died, then, well, Clinton would never have become a senator in New York. It's really that simple. There's no doubt in my mind who's responsible. The sick reality is that his father was taken out by Bush, George H. Bush, and by Lyndon B. Johnson. And JFK, I believe, was taken out for the reasons I've already given. There was no distress call, which makes zero sense. I hope this sort of helps folks understand. Again, I think that William Cooper did as good of a job as he could do, not being a pilot. But when you don't understand the terms, when you don't know what a mode C is, and you don't know what a transponder is, and you don't know what an ELT is, it makes it somewhat difficult. And he shouldn't have tried to come across as an authority when he's not. I'm not picking on him, just trying to clarify the facts the way I see them. And I am a licensed FAA pilot. Thanks for listening. The link will be attached.